So it's almost 3 months since I've been managing some teams on Axie Infinity, and I think it's about time we address some of the benefits and the challenges that one might want to consider before embarking on this Axie Infinity journey. So before we go into the details of how much one can potentially earn, I feel that we should talk about the game, the challenges, and what one can expect when coming into the Axie Infinity ecosystem. So if you got no idea what Axie Infinity is, it's basically a play to earn game where Axies, which are like Pokemons, fight in a turn-based battle in PvP arena, and by doing so, they earn cryptocurrencies which can be sold for money or for other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So like in my previous Axie Infinity video, I shared on how to start with Axie Infinity, the things you need to get started, but in today's video, I think it's time to show my earnings so far. So way back in September, when I first started Axie Infinity, I had 4 teams, and today in the month of November, I've got roughly 12 teams running, which I kinda 3x my earnings as well. But these did not come without cost or without injection of new capital. And since September, there are also a few changes which make the game a bit more fluid and allow players to reinvest their SLP earnings to start new teams or to buy in-game items like land and land items as well. So what we had was the introduction of Katana, which enables users to convert SLP, AXS, WETH and USDC within these 4 coins. And this means that as managers, we can convert SLP directly into WETH and bypassing the running bridge, which costs a lot of money. And the last time I did that, I paid roughly $40 to $70 per transaction just to convert my Ethereum from MetaMask into WebETH on the Ronin network. And this slowly eats into your profits, and if you're looking to earn money through Axie Infinity, this is something to take note of. Though the money might be good, but there are a few things to consider, and here is my experience so far. And since I grew my team from 4 teams to the current 12 teams, this cost me quite a bomb as well. And because at that point of time there was no Katana decks and it was all speculation, I had to constantly use the running bridge, which cost me a lot of money. And in total, I spent roughly 3 Ethereum on 12 teams that I have, and this amount might seem a lot, but because I was constantly reinvesting my profits of SLP each month, I haven't really broken even in that sense, but I'm growing in teams. However, because of the constant reinvestment, I was able to compound my earnings month after month. And from the 1st to the 15th of November, I roughly earned about $1,000. And to break these numbers down and make sense of it, here is how it goes. So with 12 scholars playing every single day, I get roughly 1,006 SLP, which gives me about 24,000 SLP in 15 days or 48,000 SLP in a month. And I share 50% of these earnings with my scholars. And this means that with each payout, I will yield roughly 12,000 SLP, and each SLP is at 7 cents, which comes out to $850 every 2 weeks or about $1,007 every single month. So this amount was a lot higher before Season 19 started, but hopefully there are some mistakes here that I have made and you are able to learn from my mistakes so that you will not make these mistakes as a manager or as a scholar in Axie Infinity. So some things that I did wrong was to increase my teams too quickly. This cost me quite a bit of Ethereum because Axie prices were affected by the price of ETH. And when ETH goes up, the Axie price decreases in ETH value, but when the price of ETH goes down, the Axie prices increase in ETH value as well. Which brings me to my next mistake of spending more ETH to purchase meta teams for scholars. So before Season 19 started, I bought a meta team which was able to grind and get a lot of SLP. So this particular scholar was earning roughly 500 to 600 SLP a day with roughly 40 energies. So energies are calculated by the number of Axies that you have in the scholar's account. So 3 to 9 Axies will give you 20 energies, 10 to 19 Axies will give you 40 energies, and 20 Axies and above will give you 60 energy. And with more energies, your scholars will be able to earn more SLP in the PvP arena, which rewards handsomely with higher MMR ranking. The higher MMR your scholar has, the higher SLP rewards you get per win in the game. And because I purchased a meta team which worked very well off season, which is before Season 19, my scholar was earning 5 to 600 SLP every single day, but when Season 19 came, this introduced nerf for Axies that were overpowered or have been dominating the MMR ladder. Though I see this as a good thing because it keeps things interesting and it's not just leaving it as it is. Like playing Dota, heroes do get updates, they do get changes as well as time goes by. So this prevents players with meta teams from dominating the game and killing the morale of newer players looking to join Axie Infinity. But it has affected my earnings as well, but I think it's for the greater good. So if you're looking to join the game, purchasing meta teams can prove to be good in one season, but when a new season comes along, it might affect the gameplay, which can ultimately affect your earnings as well. So next is the challenges with managing teams. So let's talk about managing scholars because they are a big part of this whole ecosystem and they do provide me with a stream of income. So without my team of scholars, I will not be able to earn SLP, and therefore I treat Axie Infinity like running a small business because I need to manage the HR, where I find scholars and to give them guidance. Number 2, I got to manage the finance part, like a finance department where I do payouts. And number 3, I'm like the marketing department as well because I think of creative contests to keep things interesting, like how the games have nerfs and buffs as well. And because each scholar performs at different rate, some do better and some just meet the minimum requirement, and therefore this will cause the number of SLP earned to differ as well from scholar to scholar. And with the introduction of Season 19, this rocked my teams quite a bit because a couple of my scholars got nerfed really badly, and my teams were mainly Aqua Plum build, which pretty much got nerfed like almost everywhere. So to keep things interesting, I created a team contest where scholars work together to hit a target SLP, and by doing so, they earn additional SLP as a reward. So this in turn does 2 things. Number 1, the scholars are working together to achieve a common goal, and number 2, they will be rewarded when they come together as a collective to achieve that goal. And there are many ways one can create such contests to make things interesting within your teams. And the ideal situation for my team would be that everyone is able to start their own scholarships and to get scholars themselves as well. And since this is not yet the end of November, but nonetheless, I do hope that by the end of November, I'll roughly get about 24 to 26,000 SLP, which will be a pretty good payday and probably a good chance to start either a new team or to stake AXS for rewards. So if you're looking to start your own scholarship, here are some things that you might want to look into. First thing first is to have some ETH to start purchasing a team. Do some research to find out which teams will work not only for this season, but something that will have longevity and can provide stable and consistent results. And the second part, which is a little bit tricky, is looking for scholars. So you need to do some interviews to speak to them, find out if they're experienced or if they require training or guidance. And if you're looking for some resources, I've left links in the description down below where you can join Axie Infinity Singapore Discord. They have a helpful community there where leaders will be able to help you with your Axie Infinity journey, regardless of whether you're a scholar or a manager. So just putting it out there, I'm a member as well, so do drop by and say hi. And lastly is to get some scholarship management tools. I'm using the Easy Hub Axie Scholar Management Tools. It is a free tool and it allows you to see all your scholar details at once after you've input the scholar's login address into the system. This allows you to have an overview of your team and see which scholars are performing and which scholars are not. And from there, you'll be able to do some tweaks to help them score more SLP, which in turn allows you to earn more income. So that's the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. And if you're still here, do drop a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday.